Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, King Alpha, and I Divine Mother Empress Menen, Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africa. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in I sight, O Jah. Greetings, ones and ones. Once again, give thanks for lending ears so I can articulate Rastafari. Now, this word sound here is in, let's say I put some meat and give up more clarity to my previous video where I mentioned the Palestinian and the Israeli conflict. And the reason for this word sound is that it's all about the knowings. And I have to have knowledge. When we see things are going, we have to know the root cause a certain vibration we see happening in the world in terms of world history, and then I'm correlating it towards Rastafari. Now, when it comes to the Middle East in of itself, before the Palestinian them and the Hebrew people them later became the Israelites, and also the Arabs them. Before these northern invaders, and when I say northern invaders, not in relation to Canaan, or not northern in relation to Canaan, hence not the land where them say Canaan was exiled to, biblically speaking now, and northern as within not the people that come from the north, the Caucasus region, and come into the Asiatic, Afro-Asiatic space, and what we call Canaan. Now the Canaanite people them occupied a space of them, let's say probably over 8,000 years ago according to them archaeologists. But nonetheless, what them call Canaan was part of North Africa. So the Afro-Canaanites them before the one with them call now, let's say the Jewish people them now, or the Hebrew people them, starting with the one with them call Abraham, but we now according to biblical sources, Noah. So from Noah, which is the first northern invader in them biblical story, I through historical observation, I come to classify all of them as northern invaders. From where you call the Arabs them today. Well, the Arabs, yeah, you put all of them in the same. And northern invaders were settled in them space for thousands of years. Likewise, the Hebrew people them, or the Jewish people them, or the Israelites, whatever name it, them want to go by. But where I say now, when them come in, we start with them Abraham. Now Abraham come in, a man with a vision, and him come with the monotheism, and out of that develop and evolve into what them say him have children. And the root, the foundation for the children then now Isaac, who begot Jacob, and Jacob become Israel. Yeah, Isaac, Jacob, yeah, and then out of that now come, them develop them, them religious ideology, where them come now and tell us a name, Judaism, and them come with them one God concept, based on Moses, the one where them say learning all the ways of the Egyptian. We're not go into the deep, we just surface it and I go. So out of that now comes these people now, from Abraham come all the way to Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and then it come down now to them organized. As the King is Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, I instruct I for do what we yet for do yet. These people that became Hebrew people, Israelites, Them take on them identity as Israelites and organize and centralize and develop them kingdom through Saul, David, and Solomon. And out of that now, when Solomon transition, them divide up themselves. Here again come important. The divisive mindset when them split. Them call themselves Israel in the north and Judah in the south. And then comes the Assyrian now who destroy the northern kingdom, which is Israel. And then come the Babylonians again now destroy the southern kingdom, which is Judah. And from there so now, them displace them and bring them to Babylon. And at there so now, in a Babylon, them start organize them religious teachings. And out of that now come Cyrus out of Persia, and the Persia defeat the Babylonians, them and re-establish them again. And then build up the second temple. And from there so now, after the Persians, them come the Greek, mash them up again, mash up the Persian, the Greek, them mash up the Persian and start to oppress the Jews them. And out of that come the Jews them, Alexander the Great now, which is the Greeks them. Alexander transition and them generals them split up him kingdom. And Seleucus control what will come to be known as Israel. Right? Now, him now a rule and a dominate. And him establish the Seleucid dynasty. Out of that now, the Maccabees rise up now and replace the Seleucid dynasty and establish the Jewish dynasty, which is the Hasmonean dynasty. And out of that now, come in the brother named Pompey, the Roman general Pompey, and mash them up. And from this on now, Rome start dominate what we know as the Middle East. Israel and all of them places. Then now the Romans and the Jews them start war for domination. And out of that now the Romans them mash up the Jews them in the Battle of Masada, destroying the second temple now, destroyed completely. And out of that now, them disperse them all over the place. Who them not murder them displace. And then you know Rome they are rule, then they come in and another impact on the Jews them now. Are the Adrian come now and wipe them out. You have to call it them wipe them out completely. Not completely as in annihilate them completely, but him mash them up, displace them now, enslave them and ship them off in a different all over the place. I saw them end up all in Europe and different parts of the world. Right? So within that sphere time frame now, this is how them end up in Europe and all these places now. And in Europe now, them start face persecution and all of these things. And out of these persecution, them develop Zionism. So them return back. The first set of 1881, the first set of Jews, them return back in a way. Adrian in a Palestine after Adrian get dispersed them. But Adrian are the one now changed it from Israel or Jerusalem to Syria, Palestine. And so it becomes Palestine now. And out of that now, rename it Palestine. And out of that now, from them time they know the Jews them are bata all about in Europe and I face oppression and persecution. Now, that lead up to now, the Canaanites them are the Arabs them. So out of that now, when these first set of Jews come in now, them start, the craving, greedy Arabs them start sell them land exorbitant price. And them no know say at right then and there them start contribute to them destruction, not knowing. Till when it reach where it reached, after when them realize that too much Jews, now the most significant part of the Jewish re-emergence in Israel before them rename it Israel Palestine is Hitler. Now Hitler now World War It started from World War I still, but let's say Hitler and the Holocaust now and a whole heap of Jews run. But the Jews them did have a plan from way out. Where them start, when me tell you now, Zionism are the political aspect of Judaism now. And them now come to resolve the anti-Semitism, the persecution when them have it by identifying them homeland. And now them use England now. This is how now. England now come in now through the Balfour Declaration and sanction the Jewish homeland. Really them a sanction the Jewish state on them trick the and a style them say it's a homeland. So them just that return without the political, but the Jews them now use these opportunity and set up kibbutz, farming communities. But it appear to be farming community, but actually it's military camps. And them take them time spread out and arms up themselves in a militia and take them time start putting pressure now. I contest the Arabs them, the Palestinian them. Now the Palestinian them, let me stick a pin on this, now the Palestinian history now, or the Arab history come out of the Canaanites them, remember now we have to go back now, them say Abraham. So Isaac, Jacob, and Ishmael, the Ishmaelites who became identified as the Arabs. But before that, remember I tell you about the Canaanites them. So out of this now, the indigenous people now, but the Canaanites later became known as the Bedouins, and out of the Bedouins come the Arabs. Or if you want to use the biblical term, the Ishmaelites, and out of them now, them can dominate the Middle East, and after that now, them come again religious, them own God. Judaism, Yahweh, out of Abraham, Moses, and them now comes now the Arabs and with them polytheistic culture, and out of that now evolved one named Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century, and him now go up on the campaign, organize again and centralize, and brought forward Islam, and them begins to dominate with the Islam, and them start spread out, and out of them spreading out and influencing other nations in Asia, let's just say Southeast Asia and them places there, East Asia, bringing the Seljuk people them, the Turkish people them, or the Turkic people them. And now the Turkic people them come now and Islam, the banner Islam, and start dominate the Middle East now as the Ottoman Turks. So this now with the Arabs them and the Ottoman Turks now in a World War I now, a whole heap of things, so me I try to bring it together real fast. In a World War I now, you have the Ottoman Turks them dominate the Middle East, and then you have England now, they're on the rise now, and them start in a World War I now, start war with Germany and them, and the Ottoman side with Germany, and them lose. So England and France and them now come in at the Middle East and control the Middle East now, after World War I, after the Ottoman lose power. And then develop the Palestinian mandate where England, Britain control the Middle East, and France control where you call Libya and them place there. Now out of that now, like I tell you now, so the Zionist Jews them come up in it now, and then lead all the way come forward now to World War II, and Hitler start persecute the Jews them, and them run come. When them run come in now, them have a base of operation. And how them get them foothold? They said Arabs them, because of money and greed, never see far and see where the Jews them up to. And the Jews them come in, buy the land of the exorbitant price, like I say, and set up them bases where them call kibbutz, but a military camp. And then out of that now spring what them call the Aganat. The Aganat. That are them defense unit. And them have another, them have two more. But now them start war with the Palestinian them. And then England, the Balfour Declaration sanction the home state of Israel. And this are going all the way till Israel now become in 1948 after the Palestinian mandate we give through the League of Nations, which later became the United Nations, give England power in the Middle East for control it. And them are the boss. And I see same thing with France in Libya and them place there. Alright? So this is how the Arabs them lose. Because what? Again, them becomes divisive. So now the Arabs them now, here England now. This is how now. England use the Arabs them, promise them, say them are going to give them an independent nation under the Palestinian mandate to England. But nonetheless, them trick them for go against the Ottoman Turks. Because the Ottoman Turks are the Turks and the Turks are out of Turkey. And the Arabs them never get along. Them want to get rid of them. So them side with England. And England trick them. Promise them but never fulfill on the promise. But the promise that they make. Them try the same thing with the Jews them too. But the Jews them is the one step ahead of them. So when England, remember the Balfour, when England trick the Arabs them, the Jews them never allow them to trick them also. Because them that use the Jews them for support in a World War II too. Just like how them use the Arabs them for support them in a World War I against the Ottoman Turks. They might use the Jewish influence all over the world now to give them strength and support in a World War II. And at this now, cause the conflict we are going now. England are the central active ingredient in the Middle East conflict right now. And then from England, you know, America now are back Israel now. And the Palestinians, them, the Arabs, them, I watch. The Palestinians get annihilated. So now, nonetheless, what this have to do with the Rasta? May I show you how two different set of people organize and centralize themselves around them religion. And after that, them divide up themselves and now them lose. One get divided and them get dispersed, then them reorganize themselves again under Zionism. And now, them in a 1948, after the Palestinian mandate up, when England drew away itself from the Middle East, Israel step in and declare themselves a state. And from that time until now, them and the Arabs, them are war. And the Arabs, them a fight, and the more them a fight, the more them a get annihilated and keep pushing, keep loot. Every time the Israeli beat them take a piece more of Palestine and keep on. But ultimately, them intend to take them on the whole like because them say what? I feed them on. If it wasn't for the Romans, them would disperse them, they would have still been there. So that are the Israel, the Jewish people, them position. The Arabs, them must say them dead from time and thousands of years before they drew them. So, who you want to go with? But all of them have a solid argument, but nonetheless, are the most organized and the most politically organized, military, powerful. I could use the word powerful, technologically advanced, which is the Jews them. And which is the Jews that maintain them sovereignty because them not allow, even though England did that try trick them, they maintain them sovereignty and them organization and them oneness and Zionism. And this is the position where the Jews them maintain right now, the Israelis now. And them are rule. And with the backing, America, England and France are back Israel. Americans is there on the front line, brawling and bold. While the other Arabs nation, them a watch the Palestinians, them a get trampled upon. But like I say, and I fight, as Rasta, I just use it for sure, I as Rasta say, what it takes, this is what it's going to take for us. We have to be resolved in our mindset, oneness, one accord. This is how you make change and evoke change. But it has to become mental first. We have to resolve in our psyche. This will separate the Jews them from the Arabs. Because the Jews, them go through them persecution and them develop them political term and them called anti-Semitism. But anti-Semitism was real. Anti-Semitism come out of Jewish persecution in Europe. You see it? The Jews them wasn't special like they are now. But as time evolved and them organize and centralize, I repeat, them organize and centralize and use them resources, meaning them people everywhere them they in the world. The Jewish people are Jews and them defend Israel. And them pull them resources where Marcus Garvey tell the Jews live where Marcus Garvey I tell you if you do. Self-reliance, collective security. This is where the Jews them are implement and are enforce in a Palestine, Israel today. Now the Palestinians them they have a state and all the Jews them come in. Craving, greed. Them start sell them land for whole heap of money. The barons them, the craving barons them, Palestinian barons them. And now them lose everything now. Now them are a refugee all over the place. Case in point again. And this is the lesson for Rastafari. We have to look on it. Now that I and I as Rastafari, we go through our persecution. Still I go through a persecution. But the only thing is a collective mindset, a oneness. And Rastafari is the tool for organize and centralize I and I. Because Rastafari is I and I. None never gave it to us. It come out of oppression and domination. And we declare and refuse. And now we declare our identity as Rastafari, Rastas. Organize and centralize and let this be our vanguard to move us forward. The Jews them not different from we. The Arabs them not different from we. The Chinese them not different from we. The only difference is that they never lost their identity. And they are organized and them centralized. And this is where we are lacking as black people. And at this, where I and I come now for put some meat at the backstory to my previous video about the Palestinian and the Israeli. You have to know. Knowledge is power, and when you know your story, you know where you're positioning in this world. And this is what Rastafari is about. It's a practical reality, knowledge base. We not depend on belief. We know who we know what God is. What God is Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Jah Rastafari. Why His Majesty is I and I God? Because I and I say so. Sovereign mind, sovereign thinking. And this Marcus Garvey come and say one God, one aim, one destiny. I and I as Rastafari answer the call. Our destiny is Africa, but we have to organize and centralize first. Just like how the Jews them organize everywhere them there in them diaspora and pool them resources towards Israel. This is why Israel is dominating to the point of genocide against the Palestinian them. That is not I and I design, I and I wish to genocide against no one. I and I design is just one account. I and I can pool I and I reason for self-development, collective security. You hear me? From the continent to the diaspora are one people, and this is what Rastafari is about, bringing that oneness. No separation. One Rastafari. So once again, we're going to seal it up with Rastafari is Caribbean African unity. Rastafari is yours. Jah Rastafari without apology. Sealer.